everyone. 2K Sports brings you the NBA. This is Kevin Harlan. I'm joined by Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. And now a quick check of our starting lineups for both teams. Okay, first for the Bulls, D. Rose and Jimmy Butler, the backcourt. And down low, the two-time NCAA champion at Florida, the 6'11 tornado of energy and effort. It's the big man, Joakim Noah. Then it's Dang, and it's Boozer in at the 4. And then for the Miami Heat, Chalmers and D. Wade are the guards. And playing at the 5, the always versatile 6'11 star big man, able to score inside and out, Chris Bosh. Then it's LeBron James, and it's Haslam in at the power forward. And Mario Chalmers gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Outside Butler, and the foul on Dwayne Wade. That is his first foul of the game.
That's a quick foul to pick up here in the opening quarter.
Then kicks to Rose. Butler, and some nice ball movement here by Chicago.
Yeah, he had tunnel vision on that pass. He was really focused on the target. Never did see the defender.
And then Wade slams it in.
Boy, extremely opportunistic defense leading to those points there.
That dunk, Clark, coming within seconds of the steal.
Love the way they convert from defense to offense.
But that's what happens when you get all 5 guys on a string defensively ready to react and make a play.
Well, I tell you what, you consider all the injuries the Bulls had last year, and you look at the 34-18 mark against the Eastern Conference, and it's absolutely remarkable considering what they had to go through personnel-wise.
Inside to Bosh, and there's the slam dunk to finish it off. Well, now they're just going to town on it.
Yeah, you'd think these defenders would have done a little more to put a stop to that stuff, Kevin, but so far, no go.
Well, a phenomenal aerial assault there, fellas.
Dang goes in. Good on the shot. Dang's got his first points of the night. And back to the Bulls in the East. It wasn't just one guy who stepped in the shoes of Rose or the departed Ashik. Really, it was a group effort.
You know, you looked at the roster last year, you kind of scratch your head. You go, how is this team going to get to the second round without Derrick Rose? But they did it with a group of role players, with a front line that was tough and nasty, rebounded well, and with great coaching, too.
Another basket here, and they have really come out of the gates fast in the first quarter, Kevin.
Butler attacking. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time.
You know, the only tough part of that basket for him was getting into such good position. The rest of it seemed easy.
Wade, and power down the jam.
You know, when he has that basket in his sights, he will go right at it. Once he's in tight, he is a flawless finisher.
The Bulls have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game.
You know, if you just look at the numbers without knowing who Dwayne Wade was, you'd think he was probably 6'7" or 6'8", but the way he blocks shots and rebounds, even at 6'4", he just plays much bigger than he really is.
And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Exceptional play to take the bump and still get it up and down.
Yeah, way to stay with it and look to finish the play right there.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Shane Battier is checked in for Bosh. Allen comes in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Norris Cole in for Mario Chalmers. Derrick Rose again. Rose has got his second bucket. And you go back, Clark, to that big man game for Wade, averaging about a block shot a game for his career.
Well, you think about it. He's 6'5", but he actually has a 6'11" wingspan, and you're not going to find a stronger guy at the shooting guard position. He's over 220 pounds, and there's nothing extra there, so he brings a lot to the table.
And the Heat making a change here. Anderson's checked in. 58 seconds left here in the opening quarter. That's good.
Most any NBA player can make you pay when you leave them that wide open. That's why you have to stay alert on defense.
James, and he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
Great job to hit his teammate on that move, Kevin.
Bulls trail by 9. Dang with it. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
What a play. The hoop plus the harm.
Excellent concentration on the finish. That's big time.
Deng is a versatile small forward, Kevin, able to do so many things that help you win games. He can score in transition. He can knock down that jump shot off of 1 or 2 dribbles. And then a very engaged defender who's got length and really good fundamental technique at that end of the floor.
I agree wholeheartedly there, and he's also a nice complementary scorer. I mean, able to knock down the spot-up jumper, a steady 15 to 18 points per game score, pretty much his whole career. Rock solid and steady. You know, when something works for you, you stay with it. The Heat saw after the 2012 finals that small ball was very effective for them. You can see why they chose to do that, given how hard it is to find a power forward that can match up with LeBron. Makes good sense.
And mismatches really are what make an NBA offense go at times. Not only can Miami overpower you, Steve, you know, with their sheer talent at times, but if you're trying to guard a perimeter player with a big, you're going to be in trouble.
Well, some people still see small ball as a gimmick, but, you know, for Miami, it's different because you've got LeBron James playing the power forward. So it's not really small ball. He can rebound, he can defend, he can do everything. And so the Heat become a nightmare to guard at the other end, and you can rarely take advantage of them offensively.
And it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
Boy, this game is off to a terrific start.
No doubt. On both sides, high-octane offense.
Here's Battier. Makes it off the glass. Battier's got his first points in this one. They get a hand on it. They're scoring fast and furious as we end the first quarter. Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle steps for the Heat?
They've set the first half tone by really getting out in transition.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
And a chance here to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Gentlemen, there is no doubt Chris Bosh has taken his share of criticism in Miami. People call them, quote, the big 2.5, saying he hasn't lived up to that top billing. But for Erik Spoelstra, he said he is our most important player. We've said that for 3 seasons. He allows everything to work on both ends of the court. Guys, you think about it, offensively, he's a floor spacer and an offensive rebounder. Defensively, he anchors the Heat inside. Spoelstra called him, quote, a perfect fit for their system.
He's got the length factor to be sure. Thanks, Doris. Bulls trail by 6.
You know, Heat head coach Erik Spoelstra worked his way up from the very bottom in that organization. I mean, he got his start as a video coordinator, and through years of hard work and dedication, has really become an outstanding coach.
And oh, here we go. Dunleavy's got it, the fast break chance. And it's Miami with the rebound. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. Allen leading the charge. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Allen's got 5 points so far. And back to Coach Erik Spoelstra as a guy who got his start as a video coordinator, picking the game apart. Steve, he's very comfortable with the new advanced stat movement, analytics in the NBA.
Yeah, I got a chance to speak with him quite a bit. He says that the way they use advanced stats is just as a conversation piece in the coaching room. Their analytics department will bring them various information, and it will force them to ask questions, which is very healthy for a coaching staff to do.
And the first timeout of the game called for Chicago. Chicago making some changes. Taj Gibson's checked in for Noah. Bang comes in for Mike Dunleavy. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Kirk Hinrich. Rose passes to Butler. Here's Boozer. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Boozer's got his second basket.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
Chalmers. It's stolen by Rose. Butler kicks to Boozer. Rose with the ball. Now defended by Mario Chalmers. Offensive rebound Heat. Here's Battier, and he uses the glass on the layup.
You know, they really aren't putting up any resistance on the low block. That's the 5th consecutive basket inside.
And Steve, these looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
Boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is, and so they will award the basket there.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count. People have talked about the defensive renaissance in Chicago as a big part of their turnaround, and that's accurate. Tibbs has done wonders for this team defensively, but another aspect is that they've had one of the deepest... Oh! Are you kidding me? Oh, the power punch right there.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying Clark to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, partner?
Well, you know what the questions are about now. It's their defense, that's for sure. One thing with Wade that doesn't seem to be going away is his quickness off the dribble. He still has that devastating crossover. He may not be able to do it every night, but there are nights when he just looks like he's right in his prime.
That's good. Matias got 6 in the quarter.
And he's shaking off a poor first quarter shooting effort. He's really starting to turn it on now, guys.
Chicago calls timeout, and Wade has a number of elusive moves. Clark getting into the lane, he did the spin, the Euro step, which I love, by the way, and the windmill crossover.
He's got it all. I mean, he's figured out how to get to that bucket, and I think the crossover is probably his custom move. Just as he changes directions, he swings the ball quickly over his head to the other side, avoiding the rip, and he makes it look so natural you might think nothing of it, but youngsters around the league, go to school on that one. That's a heck of a move.
Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Butler. Here's Noah, and there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time. Noah's got his first points of the game. And here's Miami. They're on a 15-4 run. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Guys, as you know, the Miami Heat try to keep the plays they run as simple as they can and rely on their talent and teamwork to win them games. But playing like that can present its own kind of problems. Coach Spoelstra said, quote, "The challenge is not getting bored with simplicity. Simple is what works, though, as evidenced by their back-to-back titles, guys."
Well, Doris, sometimes it makes sense to keep it simple. Thanks. And out of bounds is Chicago gains possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
43 seconds left in the first half. To the paint. The finger roll finish at the buzzer.
That's pretty much been the norm for them, getting their points off assists and great ball movement.
Nice rhythm and flow for this team. Tremendous communication and alertness.
And here we go. The Bulls fast break. Drops in the breakaway layup.
How about that nice 1-2 punch there, guys? Great defensive play, and, of course, it leads to the great basket in transition.
Love the attacking style there, Steve.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Here's Chalmers, and the shot is good. Chalmers has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 points coming from inside the painted area.
Yep, that's something that the defense has to put a stop to. Maybe a defensive adjustment is necessary here.
And the shot is good.
Well, I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
Allen drives in, and you know that's going to be goaltending, guys, so that's a free basket right there.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
Rose dishes to Dang. Bulls have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point.
Well, they were a fairly decent free throw shooting team a year ago, Kevin, about 77% from the line.
You know, success at the line just became contagious for them. A few guys got on a roll, and it carried over to the rest of the team.
Got it up. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And so that's the end of the first half.
The Heat to run away with the East last year, and they were right on target. They were just so far and away better than any other team in the East that you just didn't see them losing much during the course of
bounds as the Bulls gain possession.
Boy, that's embarrassing, guys. He's going to have a hard time living that one down later when they watch it on tape.
Rose gets the boozer. It's stolen by Haslem. Here's LeBron. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
Yeah, it feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
And stolen by Chalmers. And Chalmers with a clear path to the hoop. Bosch covered by Noah. No good from Bosch. Clark, as you said, the Heat clinched the East pretty early and were able to rest up a lot of their players down the stretch. Steve, never easy to win when everyone expects you to win games, but the Heat didn't seem fazed by the pressure at all.
Well, this is a championship team, and I think once you win that first title, you get a different level of confidence, and that showed last season as Miami rolled to their second title in a row.
Well, Heat leading by 15. Here's Wade. Miami no good on that time either.
Great job defending the hoop there.
So important to have good presence defensively inside.
And they've missed the first 3 shots of the third quarter.
And finished off by LeBron.
Well, they're winning the speed game, guys, getting out in transition.
Well, I like the energy they play with offensively, and in the open court, tremendous flow.
Chicago calls timeout. The Bulls making a switch here. Gibson's checked in. Bulls trail by 17.
Well, you know, you look at LeBron James, maybe more than any other player in NBA history, he's great in a way that transcends position. Size, skill, savvy, know-how. I mean, he's got it all.
Battier cannot hit. The Bulls have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second half. Got it. Good job in the low post.
That one goes down, but offensively, just 1 of 4 to start the third quarter.
Then we can talk about LeBron's ability to really play any position on the floor. When you look back, has Steve there ever been a player you could say that about?
I'm not sure if you could say that about both ends of the floor. I mean, there's a lot of great defensive players who could guard everybody. Scottie Pippen or Dennis Rodman. Offensively, Magic Johnson could play any position he wanted, but to be able to do so at both ends is what separates LeBron James.
Bulls trail by 15. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. And defensively, the wind has just been knocked out of their sails.
Need to get more bodies committed down low.
Chicago making a switch here. Rose is checked in.
You know, no denying it's been a heck of a run the last few years for the Heat, but you can't help but wonder if the impending 2014 summer of free agency could be the end of it all. The big three came together in a flash of lightning, it seemed, but it could end just as fast if one or all decide to opt out. It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's costly.
And Clark, as you were saying, the trio of LeBron, Wade, and Bosch all have options in their contracts to become free agents in 2014 if they choose to. And, Steve, you have to think that at least 1 or 2 of them might exercise that right.
Well, you know LeBron will, because he's the most underpaid athlete probably in the history of sports. He's worth 10 times what he makes. But it's going to be interesting to see what Miami does here the next couple of years with their roster.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game.
Guys, Derrick Rose is a native son of Chicago, and he grew up in the dangerous Inglewood neighborhood, the youngest of 4 brothers. But from very early on, his talent for the game was apparent. And those older brothers of his, they shielded him and protected him like an ember of hope for the entire family. And he certainly has allowed his light to shine brightly.
So Chicago ends up going with the new group. And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession.
Not the kind of pass you want to be making right there. He's lucky it wasn't stolen.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. And Norris Cole's going to pick up the foul. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. And Clark, you know, back to Rose, the city of Chicago, as you expected, has embraced him. You know, it's interesting, Steve, to be a high pick, but drafted by your hometown team. The pressure is pretty interesting.
I love at the United Center when they introduce him, they just say, from Chicago, Derrick Rose. But, you know, with all the attention he gets, he's a very private and reserved person. Has a lot of respect amongst his teammates because he just handles himself with such class.
Poke loose. It's stolen by Haslam. Here's Allen. Lays it in off the breakaway. Allen's got 11 points.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
I agree. They need more energy in the post, maybe some double teaming. They've got to get their defense in gear.
And Kirkheimer picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
50 seconds left to play in the third. And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession.
16 seconds.
Here's Cole. That's tipped and out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession.
24 seconds.
Bulls trail by 13. Outside Rose. They get the rebound. Noah. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here.
Pretty bad defense letting the offense get right to the rim, but smart play to foul once he was there.
But you know it's going to happen, and they sent a message right there. Nothing easy inside.
Noah hits them both.
Noah once again had a really solid season, but his field goal percentage numbers dropped from where they had been the past few years. I think part of it was not having Derrick Rose on the floor, and then also he was hurt. Plantar fasciitis bothered him some. But not having Rose, I think, led to Noah forcing the issue a bit.
Boy, what a great job making good on the second opportunity. He stayed with that play from start to finish.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. That is good.
You know, if you were only looking at the way he's played offensively, you'd think his team would be ahead.
Stolen by Rose. It's Chicago with another bucket.
Man, he has been their unquestioned leader offensively this quarter.
Now here's Allen. The Heat have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts.
Well, they were 75% free throw shooting a season ago.
He misses the free throw. No good on the second free throw.
I didn't expect that result when he stepped up there. I'll bet he didn't either. As good a foul shooter as he is.
And that does it for. And we welcome you back. Glad to have you with us as more basketball is on the way. During the break, the players getting refueled with Gatorade. They're looking amped up and ready to get going once again. And we'll get a look at how the hustle stat game has been going for the Heat.
Their activity at the defensive end, Kevin, has been really impressive, attacking and coming away with steals.
Another factor here tonight has been the amount of points they've scored off turnover.
And the basket by Chalmers.
Boy, the deeper we get into this game, the more offense we're seeing.
And that goes for both teams, Steve. Everybody firing on all cylinders right now.
Bulls trail by 9. And it's Rose penetrating. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Rose has got 12 points in just the second half. It's stolen by Dang. Deflected. Stolen by Wade. Chalmers passes to Batty. He feeds it to LeBron. Top of the key. Cannot hit. Now Chicago takes it the other way. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. Boozer gets the bucket.
8 of the last 10 points at that end of the court have been scored on very high percentage shots in the paint.
And it's not necessarily strategic, Clark. It's just a matter of playing with more heart. Got to play hard, guys.
Here's Bosch. And Boozer with the block. Clark, their offense has been great here.
Yeah, I love the way they've looked. Really strong and together.
Yeah, very aggressive, too. Keeping the defense off balance with their ball movement. I like the way they look.
Now, that was an incredible reverse throwdown right there. Triple spot.